Yo. Yep, everything's working. Okay. Alrighty. We planned for today. Why is the window not captured? Wrong window. Not have that window open. What the hell? This window. There we go. And then we need to edit this thing. Hello, everyone. We're doing exploration of the code handling enemies and like targeting and stuff because I've been working. Wait, let me pull up the image. Yeah, okay. I've been working on a lot of stuff in experimental testing, and see the brown stuff on this graph. Um, the problem is we haven't had a lot of testers, so we haven't really been able to make any progress on whether or not this stuff works. And then the secondary issue is the enemy targeting. I frankly have no idea at present how to do that. So that's what this stream is about. We're going to try to figure that out, hopefully. My money's on. We don't figure it out, but that's okay. Learning is 97% of the process. Like, worst case, I develop a custom logic to figure it out. Um, I'd really prefer not to do that, though. How is everybody? Ugh. So there's the enemy controller. Like, what? Get rid of properties and fields. What methods do we have here? We have controller awake, dead fire. Oh, there's no hit card. Hurt kill, concern, while last minor movement. Reset enemy staggers, do damage. Wake up. Make a flashlight, wake up from gunshot. Oh, wake up flashlight. I didn't know that. I've always wondered why enemies always seem to wake up when I exist, but that's because I have my flashlight on almost 24/7. It does not seem like there is a method for uh tracking type enemy. There's nothing that takes a new object or takes a target, which would be kind of what we want here. Probably not. Hmm. Could be a nest. Position clear and prefetch room behavior enabled. That's not doing anything like that. Enemy cleared, cleavery, name object cleaner. Check if left. Enter to enemies get room. Kill. Reset enemy controller. Start gets free class. And that's just a bunch of model behaviors that frankly don't matter. Uh, revealed. Move and check fail is invoking. Check no arguing. No. It could be that the best way to do this is instead of trying to manually control where it's targeting, well, no, I need to control the manual targeting. Like, I need to add it as a target. It's not really an option. Um, shit. Issues I just don't know where it would want me to, um, control this. Do the only plan to save. No, it probably be. So it'd be something under like it has to be under like controller, enemy or player position or maybe manager. There's a text asset. It's not gonna be what we're looking for. We have this mule, right? That's a creature. Um, something here. So here's the question. What on Elster is actually making it if I do that? No. So Elster's position isn't controlled by anything in the prereqs. But if I just you'll still attach her. I'm only immortal if I'm disappeared. So that's not what's controlling the Yule, which is would also make sense why it doesn't track when other things are true. That's not it. That's it. No. Is that it? If I re-enable myself right now. That is it. That's what's tracking. Okay. If I turn this back on, that's how it finds me. Okay. You goodness. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Uh, set audio. Man, shit. This is pathfinding. Uh, I don't know if this is the move. Recognize its pathfinding. Because I think that just turns its entire pathfinding off. Spend yourself right in just here. Um, okay. So that's one way to do it. Where'd you go? Fuck, I have to reload. My favorite bug in city modding, when you become immortal, ghouls just can't handle you not dying after they hit you a certain number of times. And the game just bugs the fuck out. Hmm. Alright. So if I disable this, visual won't be able to target me. Yeah. Or is it that it can't move? No, that's its whole pathfinding. But if I disable this potato manager, what happens? It still tracks me. Okay. Um, okay. The rest of this wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with it. That's not it. Whoa, what did I just do? I fucked myself. Maybe just reload this man. I should have thought about that. Okay, so maybe I fuck with the pathfinding director then. But there's no way that one bit of pathfinding, like the Ashtar isn't, it's the pathfinding for everything. It's not just the pathfinding for that. I love Signalis. I'm not even playing modded city right now, and Signalis crashes when I die because it doesn't sometimes piss me off. I'm thinking the best way is Just keep fucking with the pathfinding until I find something that I can control. And then we manually override the pathfinding from what it's currently tracking, which is the current Alistair, to a different Alistair. Because it's clearly not using um I shouldn't have done that. I should just word the game normally. Um what I'm saying is it's clearly not using the position set by prereq, which is interesting, albeit odd. You wouldn't think that's true. Or maybe that's just the last known position. Maybe it does use like if I disable, wait, I have an idea. If I go in here and disable this and I move position up a bunch, does the rule move? Yes, it does. So it's still tracking me even though so it doesn't care in that regard. Okay, that's annoying. So somehow it's getting position for this even when this is disabled. Is something here? No, it can't be. Maybe something in the time review. I don't think it's something now. I can't disable this whole thing because that would fuck everything up. So the A star is everything. I can't disable the A star. That's not going to work. What has to be done is that the enemy manager's connection to the A star needs to be interacted with. So what's happening, from what I can gather, is Elster's position is being queried by something. Query sending that back to a data bank, and then the enemy managers are pulling that data bank, well, that variable, honestly, that vector, to base their. I should just fucking draw it. Saying it out loud just makes it sound confusion. Perfection. Right. Here we go. Paint. So we have Ulcer's position. I don't know why I decided to leave this in paint. I suck ass at paint. So if we made it like Ulster's, it's we have Ulster's position that pulls that gets sent. Well, no, that gets queried. It's not even getting sent. It's getting pulled. So even if Ulster's position is disabled, it's still getting pulled by some stored variable, which is then updating via A star. Well, is then being queried by the enemy managers. Well, it's being queried by something, which is then being used. I think just the enemy managers are basically using that stored variable to produce animations in the pathfinding that's handled by A star. So what we need to find is either where is the storage and how do we modify it? Because then we can just send instead of it querying us, we send to it. Or how do I find this interaction here and redirect it to storage of my own so that way it gets the value I want. Either way, this dynamic here is just not understood. Right. We're going to pretend that any of those diagrams make sense and we're going to work on this. So the enemy manager in its code. Oh, there's someone that did something. You might be able to help me. No, I don't think that will work. What needs to happen is this needs to And let's find what's collected. Game life fields. Check production for live. Check if live check. News. Honestly, it doesn't even work like this. This works like this handles the enemies, like the concepts of the enemies. It doesn't look like this actually handles the enemy's ability to query for Alistair's position. See, this has an enemy manager. This is an enemy controller. This one agent. There's a pathfinding AI. That one there. Dagger range doesn't matter. Meta range doesn't matter. This is what's controlling its animation. The endpoint. Expect. What is this? Transform current was just. I'm pretty sure this is on the door itself. Alright. Model. Yes. So you don't need to worry about that. The endpoint's just where on the enemy is the logic being handled. Title, your body burn, character. None of this is entirely like querying where is Alistair. This is its position. These are roars, which I could try messing with that. See, this player position local. What is this? This is on the. This is just a transform. Like, it's not even. I've seen this thing. This thing isn't. There's nothing else on it that gives it the ability to. Ooh, I have a good theory. I have a great theory, actually. Let's disable the A star. Go up here. Now this Yule can't move. If I don't move, this doesn't move. Right, so no one's moving right now. The number's not moving. I move forward. Oh, ow. Oh, how is that thing tracking my location? Is it the same coordinate as... Damn it, I clicked the wrong button. Is these the same coordinates? 1264, 1271, 67. Oh, it wouldn't be that. It would be territory. 6767, negative 0.9. These are the same values. So something is telling this to be set to a value. Something is changing this. I don't know what, but something is telling this number to change. So if we can find what's changing this number, I'll just save the story real quick. That piss off. That's freezes. So whatever is telling it, if I gun this seal down real quick. So it stops moving. This value still changes. So it is telling Yule where I'm at via changing the value of the location of this point, which you'd think would be done with a parent transform, but it's not. How is it working then? There's something they're changing to set that value. If I set this value manually, no, I don't set it fast enough. That value changes way too rapidly. Also, why is it stop moving? Oh, because I clicked on it. It's also not a perfect value. If I go, whoop, it changes rapidly. And it fits catches me, but it's not. Why isn't it perfect? I guess they're doing some variation to ensure that it's getting the right spot. But should I check which one stops updating this if I disable enemy controller? Okay, so it's enemy controller. Is it a matter of the enemy controller itself is what's handling? The enemy controller is modifying that value and not something else. Yes, because when the enemy controller was turned off, this stopped moving. So the enemy controller changes that value, results in a new value. The new value is what is then queried and used for something. Okay, noted. So what is that? Hmm, interesting. Oh, issue is there's nothing in here that would say you can where it's how it's tracking it. It's just I just think I can track Elster, but I can track Elster. It's not. There's no method that is providing. mm, No, there's just at least once there's non-coding. Huh. Okay. Heyo. Wait, that's soapers. Soap. Touch soap. We're currently having the near impossible task of figuring out how the hell Rose Engine did this. It's somewhere in here. Somewhere in here, or no, that's not necessarily true. In here is one step that handles the query. But when this is disabled, the player position stops changing. So this is the thing that's changing player position. I don't know how, because I don't know where the method to handle that is. I don't know how it's querying the player position either. Because it's getting player position right, even when player position is disabled. Which shouldn't be possible. But it is. Could I, could I, player position local, could I do something a little crazy here? I have a really dumb idea, and we're gonna see if this works. The idea is we manually override how it's tracking player position by giving it the exact player position, which is what the game doesn't do. This could end up horribly, but in theory, that's something I have control over. So what I do is I would copy this to clipboard. We go to this mule. Because the issue is the stuff I'm working with right now, I have no control over. So perhaps the best move here is corridor. What am I looking for here? West corridor, enemy manager, enemy. And if I go into here, and this could go very badly, but I'm curious enough. Can I assign game object to transform? Yeah, okay. Let me just grab the transform of this thing. What is it? LE position, LE default, LE transform, copy to clipboard, mini controller, player position. Let's see what this does. It's working. It's a little bit more buggy, but we're still working here. So what we could try is we could try setting this to something else. So what we're gonna want to try is I need to get an object in here. This Yule. So there's a Yule in this room. We have the downed Yule in that chunk. This one here. We're gonna take that dead Yule, take our transform. No, it has to be something I recognize. It has to be the dead Yule. It needs to be something like so blatantly obvious that it's attacking. You know what I mean? And then what we can do is we can go over to this enemy, player position local. No, enemy controller. And we can paste this in to player position. We're gonna see if this works. Does it track? Whoa, whoa! What did I accidentally do? I got gagged. I got myself a. Whoa! I got myself a new vehicle. I misclicked something somewhere. We're gonna have to try that again. Yeah, we're gonna have to try that again. That did not work. I'm gonna try that again without getting the entanglement with the LE. I think that might have been the issue. I don't think the game liked that very much. Well, if you ever want to get a skateboard, it's how you do it, I guess. Fuck's sake, like. Alright, so we have this rule again. We're gonna copy the UL. We're gonna copy the UL. We're gonna grab this UL, this UL. View your cat, your controller. I'm just gonna grab player position. P is for. Alright, let's hope this works. Because this would be really important. Fuck, no. Doesn't work. Okay. Instead, it just turns her into my skateboard. Quite enjoy how this is actually a very functioning skateboard too. Like it's not even a bad skateboard. It works. Oh guys, if you ever wanted a skateboard in Signalis, then this is how you get one. Fuck, can I even kill people in this state? Even if I had a shotgun. Fuck, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. No, get away from me. Freak, 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 freak. We gotta get out of this room. Oh, have we escaped? We've escaped. Um, so that didn't work. I don't know why that didn't work. Why did it set the location? of that star, which had a valid position, to my own, there was really no reason that should have happened. Did I fuck up the order or something? Maybe controller, player position. Okay, so I misunderstood something. It is okay. I said this before, but it's clearly changing the location of whatever of that little variable to match the player. So changing that doesn't help. Is TLDR. I mean, as I just demonstrated by fucking skating around on the body of a dead individual, which is not my goal. Um, we still have to figure out where enemies hitbox is coming from. Like it has to be querying player somehow, and there's just no method that is querying the player, which is what's confusing me so much. Because usually you'd have something like, oh, this is the game object for player, and there's just isn't one. Which I don't, to be honest, I don't get. Like this is being set to player position, but there's no, there's no logic in here that explains how that's being done. I mean, I guess I should make like a list of what I know doesn't work and just try everything until I find something that does. It is frustrating me just how like there just should be a enemy controller dot player target. Actually, is that true? Is it possible that enemy controller is just a Unity function? It's not. Oh, it is. Enemy controller waypoints agent current waypoint index agent dot. Okay. Oh, okay. So it checks that the player has the player tag. That wouldn't matter. That would, I'm like, mm, this is not what I'm intending. Um, Capsule Collider? Is it possible that they're not querying Ulster's position? They're using a collider, and when the collider comes, but no, that's just not possible because Ulster essentially would still have the player tag. So on collision, it would still be targeted. This wouldn't have been a problem. It didn't just automatically work unless duplicated already doesn't have a hitbox. Is that true? Does duplicated Ellie even have a hitbox? Because if Ellie doesn't have a hitbox on the duplication, that would partially explain our issue here. So Ellie default is the point of duplication. Do we have a hitbox here? we don't. That's the hitbox. Some character root. Oh. What happens if I duplicate this then? Have I ever tried that? Do I want to try that? What do I need to instantiate one of these? Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm gonna put it in the code and we'll put it in the next build. Because it could be very possible that I don't need to handle any of this code. And it will automatically handle itself because two players, if two situations on both sides are the exact same, then the resulting code will result in the exact same because there's no randomization. Or in theory, that would work out. All you need to do is add to LE prereq.null, prereq.dull, root, car root. So then root dot get component player, what is it called? Player object. Player object. Let's root with the p object. Let's root that to component. And then we'll just store p_obj in storage.p_obj. Storage.p_obj. Just making me bear with that one. It'd be a public player object. We should call this object. I wonder if that will work. I'm not optimistic. I'm pretty damn sure this won't work. But in theory, it would result in a duplication of the player handler. So now there would be two player handlers. Both would take damage, which would be a bit of a problem. Should I try to handle that before even doing any coding? But it wouldn't have any of the like. Is a p_obj actually like it wouldn't have the capsule collider, so it wouldn't matter. Oh, it wouldn't have the capsule collider, so it would matter. Um, do I need to stick a capsule collider on this thing? But I'm worried if I do stick a capsule collider, it'll be a problem. Maybe the issue isn't the p_obj, maybe the issue is the capsule collider. Maybe instead of, I mean, I'm gonna try this. Try this. Um, I'm also gonna try a storage.le main, le.default, le.clone.get component.enabled equals false.get find storage.le clone.add component. Can I do that? Can I not add a component? Add component. What the fuck? Yes, you can. GameObject.add component. Why is this not working? Storage.le clone.add component. Oh yeah, it does first. Stupid. It'd be collider. Or what's it called? It's called a capsule collider. Why can't I instantiate that? The engine dot capsule collider? Maybe. Maybe engine top perhaps recording. Add component. So collider? Can I not add a what the fuck? Mesh collider add? Collider type? Collider type I guess? Collider type top. No, that's definitely not it. Um it's this thing. I need this thing on my player, I think. See, I don't even know. I don't even know if this is what I need. I'm just kind of guessing here that they're using like a large kind of circle, and if you hit into the circle of the collision, then you get detected, and then it saves your location and does the retroactive adding, so that way it can do the pathfinding. And if that's what it's doing, then we need a capsule collider on the new alley, because then the new alley will trigger that as well. Might cause a little bit of funkiness because there'll be two of them in the trigger zone. But in theory, it should target whichever one. In theory, it's probably going to get pissed the fuck off. But I think this is a better idea than. See, I don't know, because if the code is truly handling it by just pulsing outwards and finding your enemy, that's a horrible fucking way. I mean, I guess that's fine. I'm only pissed about it because it's pissing me off. It's better than like cross doing all the things I thought it was doing. But in that case, would it be smarter for me to just delete the enemy's collision handler and hurt box agent? Am I fucking stupid? This looks like what we're looking for here. Enemy node tagger. A Sticy path enemy group has node last target. Target. This has got to be it. Where is the enemy? Oh, wow. Okay. Everything's really broken in this current run, so let's fix that. My theory here is we might be able to just, I might just be stupid, and we might just be able to set the fucking target manually and override the volume, not the volume, setting without doing any stupidity that I've been trying to do. I mean, as long as it works, I don't exactly care how it works. Yeah, we need fucking Hestro right now. I hate this method so much. When the old method was so good, my life is so much fucking better. F7, we're in. Okay, I don't care. That's true. Just so I don't die. What I want to know is you, you little shits. Sorry, you creature feature. You most likely are using this agent. Please say I'm fucking right here. No, I'm not. Not right. Fuck. If I disable this, can you still track me? You you can't. Wait, are you tracking me still? How the fuck are you tracking me still? If I disable this. If I leave, re-enter, can you track me? Yeah, you can. Huh. How is that possible? What about this? If I disable this. Oh, it won't let me disable that. Um, what about this? Mm, doesn't really seem to care. It also doesn't seem to care that I modified that value. Oh, it doesn't like that being disabled at all. Yeah, because I'm literally ripping out its main um goal here. I mean, the programming, not the programming, the pathfinding. Just don't know how this is working well enough to actually figure out what I'm meant to be doing with it. Like, this is all stuff I've never worked with before, so I don't really know how it's meant to work. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna study this fucking Astar shit. And because it's clearly whatever this is probably like a framework that the devs are using. I'm willing to bet. If it's not, then I need to study their code. But if it's a framework they're using, I could probably Google it, see how it handles player tracking, and learn how to interrupt that. But for now, that means this is just not going to be possible to control. Because if I can't control this thing's targeting, I need to control its every single movement. I need to actually have full control of this thing. That's going to take days to pull off, and I don't want to do that at this moment. So I think that's all we're going to be able to do at the moment. Resilient little fuck. Um, yeah, that works for now, I guess. There's a bunch of other shit I have to test, but there's no one on the test, so I guess that's all.